So as a buyer, if the house that you're interested in says being sold as is on the MLS, that shouldn't worry you because as is means absolutely nothing. Typically, you're going to see this when a seller knows that there's a lot going on in this house. It's likely a distressed property. And they are saying, I priced this house out and I'm not going to negotiate any inspection items. Our job is to get the house under contract. What matters is not what is on the MLS, but how we write the offer and how we negotiate it through the transaction. I had a deal recently where my buyer is an investor and they were looking at writing an offer on an 80-year-old house in Fort Collins that had been a rental for decades, and the seller hadn't been in there for 10 years. The house was being sold as is. So we wrote our offer and we did not write in an inspection objection, and that took away our right to negotiate any inspection items. What we did retain though is the inspection termination. So that protected my buyer so that we could inspect. And if there was just too much going on in the house, they could terminate and get their earnest money back. And we did the inspection and lo and behold, there was a ton of stuff going on. The chimney was falling apart. The AC was broken. The foundation had a cinder block foundation and it was bowing in some areas. And this added up to $29,000 in repairs that were needed. And so my buyer decided that, this deal was just not worth the purchase price that was on our offer. And so I took this information to the listing agent and I said, my buyer is ready to terminate because there are all these issues going on with the house. And I listed the 3 issues and told them, it's going to cost around $29,000 to repair these things. So we're going to terminate. Unless the seller is open to negotiate. Now, it all depends who has the leverage. And it turns out that we had more leverage than we thought because the seller had a 1031 exchange and they needed the funds sooner rather than later. So the seller agreed to discuss a price reduction and we ended up settling at $26,000 price reduction. So our job is to get the house under contract for you. And then when we get to the inspection items, if it's too much, then we're ready to walk away. However, we will always open the door for the seller to negotiate and give them that option. If they don't want to, we walk away. If they want to negotiate, we negotiate and see if we can come to a resolution. So again, sold as is means nothing and you shouldn't be afraid of that.